Good afternoon, Professor. There were three questions that I asked my participants, and the three questions were the following. How do you know that the Holocaust occurred? How do you know that the color of an apple is red? And how do you know that how do you know how a car works? So my two participants were my son Nathan, who's 21 years old, and my uncle Ernie, who's in his mid-70s. So going back to the question, how do you know that the Holocaust occurred? I asked my son, and Nathan responded, well, you know, because of it's written in history books. He remembers in school it was mentioned. Also, Holocaust is seen in the documentaries on TV, and also in the internet you could find information regarding the Holocaust. When I asked my uncle Ernie, how do you know that the Holocaust occurred? Well, his words exact was, it's well documented, and there's many testimonials of surviving witnesses, many of which are still alive today. So that covered the Holocaust interview question. On the topic of the apple, so my son Nathan, he responded that the color red is the color that is reflected from a ray of white light. Red is the color that we perceive, and that's how he knows that an apple is red. My uncle Ernie responded, well, it's what I see with my own eyes. Everyone agrees that an apple is red. So his response was more pragmatic. And I guess my Uncle Ernie didn't really want to get too much into detail regarding that. Question three, how do you know that a car works? So when I asked my son, Nathan, he said, well, you could find information on Google on how it works, and there's web videos that explain how all of that works. That was his knowledge of that. My Uncle Ernie was a little more detailed, so he told me that a car runs off a combustion engine and drivetrain. The battery gives enough voltage and amperage to ignite the combustion chamber of a gasoline engine to create energy. Once the transmission is engaged into drive, the car moves forward. So more details could be found in automotive books per my Uncle Ernie. So he got a little more technical. So when I reviewed these responses, what I concluded was the following. So on the topic of the Holocaust, I would agree that both my son Nathan and my uncle Ernie would study under the branch of humanities, the discipline of history. So that definitely would apply there. Regarding the color of the apple, which is under the branch of natural sciences, well, my son would probably study under biology and chemistry. I think he still has a lot of this knowledge fresh in his mind from school. My Uncle Ernie, I would also say biology, but based on his response, I would say psychology as well, because he did mention that it's something that he perceived. It's what he sees, so there might be a different angle there. So on the third question, how a car works, I would say natural sciences as the branch. And my son's response was very simplistic. So I would say perhaps economics would be a branch that he would look into. He referred Google and the internet, so he didn't really get too technical regarding the function of a car and how it works. My Uncle Ernie, who has more experience, I'm sure he's worked on carburetors and older cars before, so I would say that he would study under the branch of physics, or the discipline of physics and chemistry. So I hope I did this assignment correctly. Please let me hear your feedback, and if I need to redo this, I will. Thank you.